Father KHATRI's death in From Season 1 was one of the craziest things, one of the craziest scenes in that entire season. And I remember when I saw it, like, it was absolutely crazy. It was absolutely insane. The way that KHATRI died was completely unexpected and was something that I definitely did not foresee happening, at least not that early into the story. It seemed like it was going to be a very major character, very significant character. So to see him getting killed just a few episodes into the actual season itself, that actually came as a shock to me. I was actually very surprised to see that happening, and it's definitely one of the craziest scenes in the entire series because the way he died, to see him begging Boyd for help, please, please, over and over, it was so insane to see that happening to a character that I was beginning to like so much, to a character who I felt like was contributing a lot towards the story, and a character who I just generally enjoyed the appeal of, especially after we learned his backstory. Like, he had such a cool backstory. He was a priest, and there was the little boy that was getting abused by his dad. KHATRI did not do enough to help him, and then that dad ended up paralyzing the son. And this is actually where one of my best things about KHATRI comes in. He killed that boy's father. So I'll be honest, that actually raised my opinion of him a lot higher than it would have been otherwise if he did not tell that story. It definitely sounds a bit crazy for me to say that, but it's 100% true. I completely agree with his actions. I agree with what he did. Just being honest here, I agree with him. Another reason why KHATRI is such a favorite character of mine is that a lot of the decisions that he makes, a lot of the choices that he makes, and the mentality that he has, the rationale behind the actions that he's taking are things that I just naturally agree with. It's things that make sense to me because I agree with the perspective that KHATRI is looking at them from. Like when it comes to Megan's dad, who did not board up the windows or whatever, and she ended up getting killed, and the wife ended up getting killed, and Boyd did not want to put the dad into the box, and KHATRI was the one who told him, no, Boyd, you built this box, and you are the one who said you would put people inside if they broke the rules, so you have to put him in the box. And it's something that I agree with. Like, I can definitely understand why Boyd might not want to do it, but at the same time, it's like, if you don't do it, then you're telling people they can just break the rules, they can do whatever they want, and you're not going to punish them. It makes you seem to be less of an authority figure, right? If Boyd wants to be respected, if he wants to maintain that position of being the leader of this community and being the sheriff and being the one who tells people, hey, you gotta do this, you gotta do this, being the one to enact punishment to the people who do bad things, then you need to be consistent. You can't expect to maintain your authority if you're not willing to back up the words that you keep saying. So that actually makes KHATRI much more likable to me. Another aspect of his personality that I loved a lot, that made him such a likable character in this show, especially in this show compared to all of these other characters who are standing around and just seem to be accepting the life of Fromland. Father KHATRI's priority ever since we first saw him was to find a way to get out, and that's something that made me rate him really high, especially when I compared him to the rest of these fools living in Fromland. Like, KHATRI really stood out because he's telling Boyd, you need to get these people home, you need to find a way out no matter what it takes, and that's why we cannot kill Sarah. You need to use her special abilities and whatever knowledge he might be able to gain from the voices, and use that knowledge to get out of Fromland. And that, my God, that made him score a lot of points in my ranking. Like, Father KHATRI is so high up in my ranking that I cannot tell you this enough times. He is one of the best characters in this entire show. Almost everything that he does, almost everything that he says makes perfect sense. That's why when he died, it's so incredibly difficult for me to be like, oh, he's actually dead, because he made such a positive impact in my mind, especially when I compare him to these other characters, that his death genuinely hurts me as a viewer. That's how important he felt like he was in the story. He's one of the best characters in the show by far. And that's crazy to say. It's absolutely crazy to say, because here's the truth. KHATRI was only in like 6 episodes, was it? No. He died in episode 7. So he was only in the show for 7 episodes. And even in those 7 episodes, it's not like he had an insane amount of screen time or anything that would really make you develop a connection towards him or whatever. But no. It's none of that. It's just that the small amount of scenes that he was in offered a perspective that was very difficult to disagree with. And that made him an easily likable person. His demeanor, his motivations, and to be honest, he also had a great dynamic with Boyd. It was kind of like, he kind of seemed like he should not be a priest or whatever it is that he actually was. I don't even know. It doesn't matter. But he had this like brutal way of thinking that even Boyd was like, and Boyd is former military, and even he was like, hey, that's kind of messed up, don't you think? And it's just crazy to see somebody who's actually been in war zones telling a priest that you're going too far, that's too brutal. And yet that was the dynamic, because KHATRI was a very pragmatical type of person. He was a very logical individual. Okay, not completely logical. I mean, he lost his temper and ended up killing somebody, but he was logical when it comes to getting out of Fromland, and he was logical about how people think when it comes to Boyd's authority and how it's necessary for him to maintain that authority to be consistent. Otherwise, it's going to negatively influence his perception in the eyes of the people living in the community. He was completely right about that. You were the one who built the box. You were the one who said you're going to put people in if they mess up, to break the laws of this from town. So you have to enforce them. Otherwise, the rules have no meaning. Otherwise, there's no point in following the laws that you as the sheriff laid down for this community. It's insane that he was saying that as a priest or whatever. You would think he'd be like, oh, forgiveness, because he's a priest or whatever. But no. He's got none of that. And I think the reason is actually because, unlike so many of the characters living in this community, KHATRI genuinely understood the terror of the situation that they were living in. And I think that's why he was so pragmatic and was so willing to do these things and encouraging Boyd to take these actions, that even Boyd himself was like, I don't want to do this. I think maybe I shouldn't do this. And KHATRI was encouraging him, telling him, no, you have to do this. And he was right, because this is the situation that they are living in. You can't afford to not be practical in this situation. You need to use logic. You need to use your mind if you ever want to get out. And that's something that makes him so likable. It's something that makes KHATRI really stand out. Feels like he died way too soon in the story. I would have loved to see what he would have told Boyd if Boyd told him that he found the lighthouse, that he found the bottle tree, and that he got infected by the worms. I really wonder what Father KHATRI would have told him if he knew about those things. Like, that would have been an incredible interaction to see. Like, you met some old guy in the woods in a dungeon and he infected you with the worms. Wow, that's crazy. Like, I would have loved to see KHATRI's reaction to that. It would have been absolutely insane. And no. That apparition that appeared in season 2 was not KHATRI. It was the jellyfish entity from the cave drawings. It was probably that. That was not KHATRI. Regardless of how many times people might want to say that it was not him. And I think it's very obvious that it wasn't him, because that thing was trying to prevent Boyd from finding more answers. And we all know very well that KHATRI wanted Boyd to do whatever it takes to get these people out. He told him, get these people home. That is what he told Boyd. So if that was the real KHATRI, he would not have told him to stop looking for answers, to give up, which is basically what that KHATRI apparition did when Boyd was in the clinic. But I definitely wonder what the next appearance of that apparition is going to be like, what he's going to be saying in season 3. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing KHATRI again. KHATRI is definitely one of the best characters in the show so far. Like, KHATRI, that guy was insane in a good way. He was definitely very likable. His desire to get out, that makes him one of my favorite characters in the entire series, period. And I'll never get over his death, because I feel like he would have added so much to the story with his practicality and pragmatism if he was still alive in the show. Something else that has been floating around is that Tabitha might meet him in the real world or whatever, but who knows, you know, I don't know. We'll see about that. We'll see what happens in the third season, because those trailers for season 3 brought up a lot of questions like who's in the wheelbarrow. So go watch my video on who I think may or may not be in the wheelbarrow. The writers are building it up a lot, so I assume it's going to be significant in one way or another.